The world of country music and Hollywood heartthrobs collided in a blaze of passion when Kelsea Ballerini and Chase Stokes first went public with their romance. But like so many high-profile pairings, their story has been marked by the kind of turbulence that tests even the strongest bonds. Now, in a twist that has left fans reeling, the couple has split for the second time in mere months, prompting a deluge of questions about what could have driven them apart yet again. Their initial breakup in September 2025 came after 3 years of what appeared to be a fairy tale relationship. Red carpet debuts, heartfelt social media tributes, and stolen weekends that blended Ballerini's twangy melodies with Stokes's brooding intensity from Outer Banks. Yet, just as whispers of reconciliation began to swirl earlier this month, the duo has parted ways once more, with insiders painting a picture of a love affair plagued by deep-seated issues that no amount of time apart could fully resolve. It all started, as so many modern romances do, in the digital ether. Back in December 2022, a casual scroll through social media sparked an unexpected connection between the two. Ballerini, the Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter whose hits like Peter Pan and Miss Me More have made her a beacon of empowerment in Nashville, slid into Stokes's DMs with a message that was equal parts admiration and intrigue. Stokes, the 33-year-old actor whose portrayal of John B. Routledge catapulted him to teen idol status, responded with his signature charm, and what began as flirty banter evolved into late-night calls and virtual coffee dates. By January 2023, they were official, stepping out together at the CMT Music Awards in a moment that felt scripted for a rom-com. Her in a shimmering gown that caught the lights like stardust, him in a tailored suit that accentuated his easygoing charisma. The crowd erupted as they shared their first public kiss, a declaration that this was no fleeting fling but a union of two souls navigating fame's fast lane. For a while it seemed unbreakable. Ballerini chronicled their early days and subtle lyrics slipped into her tour setlists, while Stokes gushed about her in interviews, calling her the light in my chaos. They balanced her rigorous album cycles with his filming schedules, jetting between Music City and Wilmington, North Carolina, where Outer Banks was shot. Fans ate it up, shipping them with fan art and playlists that mixed her country anthems with his surf rock vibes. But beneath the glossy surface, cracks were forming, subtle at first like hairline fractures in fine china, but growing with each missed call and postponed plan. By September 2025, those fissures had widened into a chasm too vast to bridge. Sources close to the pair described the split as amicable on the surface, with a joint statement to People magazine emphasizing mutual respect. They're two adults who gave it their all and tried to do everything they could to make it work, but ultimately couldn't. It happens. Yet, the subtext was laced with exhaustion, a quiet admission that love, no matter how fierce, couldn't conquer the logistical nightmares of their lives. The reconciliation attempt earlier this month was born of hope, perhaps naivety, a desperate grasp at rekindling what had once felt so right. Insiders reveal they reunited amid a flurry of emotional conversations, vowing to address the root causes that had led to their first parting. But what went wrong this time? According to those in the know, it was a toxic cocktail of jealousy, trust issues, and unrelenting schedules that proved too potent to dilute. It was so rocky and toxic, one source confided to US Weekly, capturing the volatile undercurrent that defined their brief comeback. Ballerini, still smarting from past heartbreaks that informed songs like Half of My Hometown, entered the reunion burdened by a lot of trust issues with Stokes. Whispers of his interactions with co-stars on set, innocent though they might have been, ignited flares of doubt that she couldn't extinguish. Jealousy, that green-eyed monster Shakespeare warned against, slithered into their dynamic, turning playful teasing into pointed accusations and quiet evenings into interrogations. Adding fuel to the fire were the lot of expectations they heaped upon themselves. In the glow of second chances, they promised grand gestures, surprise visits to each other's shoots, dedicated date nights amid the madness, but reality intruded with brutal efficiency. Ballerini's preparations for a new album meant studio marathons that bled into dawn, while Stokes's commitments to Outer Banks Season 5 demanded isolation in remote locations. Time zones clashed, flights got cancelled, and what started as "we'll make it work" devolved into "we're barely surviving." The source summed it up starkly: it was too much for Kelsea. For her, the emotional toll outweighed the romance's remnants, leaving her drained and disillusioned. Stokes, for his part, really did try to make it work and loves her, but even his efforts couldn't stem the tide. Now they're not speaking, a radio silence that's as telling as any tabloid headline. Stokes's Instagram stories broke the news to the world in a raw, unfiltered burst that contrasted sharply with their previously polished narrative. The first post, a cryptic caption over a moody sunset. Don't believe the media. Unblocked, I did nothing wrong. Sorry I tried. It was a gut punch to fans who had dared to hope, laced with defensiveness and a hint of betrayal. The second followed suit. I'm sorry for those who believed in us. It is what it is. Onwards and upwards. These words, dashed off in the heat of the moment, revealed a man wrestling with rejection's sting, his usual optimism cracked just enough to let the hurt seep through. Ballerini, ever the poised professional, has remained mum publicly, channeling her energy into her music instead. Sources speculate that her next album might delve into this heartbreak, transforming pain into poetry as she has done before. Perhaps a ballad about the ache of loving someone you can't quite reach, or an uptempo track reclaiming her independence. Looking back, their story is a microcosm of the challenges facing any couple in the spotlight. The initial spark in 2022 was pure serendipity, a reminder that love can bloom from the unlikeliest pixels. Their public debut at the CMT Awards was a triumph, symbolizing the fusion of country roots and coastal cool. But as the months wore on, the very elements that drew them together, their careers, became the wedges driving them apart. Jealousy wasn't just petty, it was amplified by the constant public dissection of their every move, turning private insecurities into viral fodder. Trust issues, rooted in Ballerini's history of vulnerability laid bare in her lyrics, clashed with Stokes' free-spirited persona, creating a push-pull dynamic that exhausted them both. And the schedules? They were the silent killer, a relentless grind that left little room for the nurturing required to heal old wounds. Yet, amid the wreckage, there's a sliver of ambiguity. A source notes there's always a chance they could get back together, though for now, space is the prescription. Ballerini might retreat to her Nashville sanctuary, guitar in hand, penning anthems of self-discovery. Stokes could lose himself in his character's adventures, finding solace in fictional triumphs. Fans.